Hello, welcome once again to Leto's Law. I'm Steve Leto. Got a story sent to me by Mitch. Thank you for passing this along. And it's out of the Lincoln Journal-Star, also credited to the Omaha World Herald. So I suspect that those two news organizations have got some kind of agreement to work together. But Nebraskan restores Model A, finds out it can't be licensed. And this is one of those stories, I often talk about the importance of how things are titled and registered and so on. And Paul Hamill wrote the story out of Wahoo. I'm not making this stuff up. Wahoo, right there. All Lane Nelson wants is a $14 certificate of title for a restored Model a car that's been in his family since 1930. Instead, he's gotten an unsuccessful trip through state bureaucracy, even after taking his case to the state's top official, Governor Pete Ricketts. Nelson has not given up yet, but now he's looking at getting state laws changed so that rebuilt cars can be legally driven. His months of work so far have gotten him nowhere. He said, "I'm not trying to run down anybody who's trying to help me, but this is completely ridiculous. There's a disconnect somewhere." So here's what happened. State officials had told him they'd be happy to provide a title if he would simply dismantle his car and combine it with parts of another Ford, because that way he could get a title for a reassembled vehicle. Now you might wonder, wait, why can't he just get a title for the vehicle in the first place? Well, let's back up. Nelson runs an auto repair shop outside of Wahoo. After investing hours of work and $1,500 to restore what is his family heirloom, he's run into the snag. The car was purchased by Nelson's great-grandfather in 1930 from Swanson's Ford in Ceresco. After Peter Nelson died, the car sat for several years on the family farm, which cars often do. Eventually, Lane Nelson's father, Ron, turned 16 and was offered the chance to put the car back on the road in 1963. Because the car had not been licensed for years, Lane Nelson said that someone told him to get around doing a lot of paperwork. A state licensing clerk who knew the family suggested they obtain a junk title for the car. That, Nelson said, allowed his dad to obtain a license to drive it on the roads and highways back then, 1963. Apparently, a junk-titled car could be driven. A year later, his dad got into a fender bender, and the Model A was parked again. Then, a couple years ago, Lane and his father started to restore the car. Mostly so their 72-year-old father could take trips down memory lane with the grandkids and also drive it perhaps in parades. After a lot of work, the old car was ready for, roadworthiness, but apparently not legally yet. Lane Nelson said his father was told that because it has a junk title, it cannot be licensed. It could only be dismantled and used for parts. So Lane then started looking around to see what he could do to get a good title, and he literally went directly to the governor, who was in Wahoo in February for a town hall meeting. Nelson hauled the old Model A to town on a trailer and parked it outside the event with a note that said, "Governor, please grant this car clemency," with a big sign. Ricketts at the town hall meeting didn't have an immediate answer for Nelson's request, but referred him to a staff member who contacted the state DMV, and a DMV official called Nelson, and they did not have good news. Once a vehicle has a junk title, that's all it can be used for, and it cannot be licensed and driven on public roads. Now, you might say, Steve, but wait, he was told that back in 1963. Well, someone was told that back in 1963. But it does appear, at least, that in 1963, Ron was told that if he got the junk title for it, it could be driven. But again, whether or not somebody got good advice 50 years ago, kind of hard to say. So, again, the person from the Capitol said, once it's junked, it's junk, and you cannot get it titled or registered to drive on the road. There's a safety and consumer protection purpose for such state laws. If a car gets so mangled that it cannot be safely repaired and driven, it shouldn't get a license or be sold to someone else as a working vehicle. But, of course, what about a car that's been repaired by people with expertise, such as Nelson, who maintains that the car got a junk designation by mistake back in the 1960s? And, here's the thing. I don't even know about a junk designation. We've heard of, salvage and rebuilt salvage and those things. Maybe these designations have changed over the years, but as I've talked about before, um, vehicles that have suffered severe damage can often be rehabbed and put on the road with a rebuilt salvage title or some such. But again, I'm not going to speak to how the laws are in different states, especially not back in 1963. Many modern laws are online, but you cannot always find the old laws online. I got, for reasons far too complicated to explain, into an argument with somebody about what common law kidnapping was versus the statute on kidnapping in 1913 versus the kidnapping statute today in Michigan. And it actually mattered for historical purposes, but not for any real life purposes. But here is an unusual situation where a historic car has got a problem because of the way the laws changed over time. This thing was issued a particular title in 1963. What really makes you wonder is if somebody had simply found this vehicle. Let's suppose they found the vehicle sitting someplace. You bought a barn. The door was jammed shut, and you bought it on a lark and said, hey, I'm going to buy this barn, this property with a barn on it, and later on I'll climb in there and figure out what's in there. And you buy the barn and all the contents, and you climb in there one day, and there's this vehicle in there. Okay, there's this old vehicle, Model A, sitting there. And it's an old vehicle, right? And 1930 Model A. And you can't find a title for it, right? You can't find anything for it. You could go in and try to get it titled and registered and so on. Now, of course, the question is the vehicle, does it have a VIN? And is that VIN in the system? And, there's people out there who will know this better than I will, and I'm not going to look it up because I'm not, on the computer right now. Whether Model A's have VINs and whether those VINs would be stored in a computer someplace to indicate this vehicle has, in fact, had a title issued to it, and the title was designated as junk. Okay? Because if it wasn't so, in the system, you might have been able to get around this by simply just saying, hey, look, we lost the title. Can we apply for a new title? But these people, I would never recommend that they do anything where they mislead public officials or make false statements. I'm simply pointing out that it's one of those weird situations where if this car had simply been found someplace, somebody might have been able to title it, depending on what shows up in the system. So Ken Lackey, who's an attorney with the Nebraska Department of Motor Vehicles, state law, is very specific. He says if a vehicle has junk status, it cannot be put back on the road, period. Nelson said he has contacted the Nebraska Attorney General's office, got the same answer. So now he's reached out to 2 state senators in hopes of getting a state law amended so that rebuilt cars can be taken off the junk list. Meanwhile, the old Ford is sitting again in a garage gathering dust and waiting for clemency. Nelson said, I'm just one dummy in Saunders County. I don't know if they care very much about me. I would hope that something could be done. And it is a very sad story. In particular, if the junk status was given to it when the vehicle wasn't junk. And you wonder, and the crazy thing is, you've seen the sign if you've ever been to a courthouse or a clerk's office or a DMV, where they got the big old sign behind the counter that says clerks are not allowed to give legal advice. And people often ask me, they say, Steve, isn't that kind of like rude? Like you want to ask the clerk a question, and the clerk won't answer it because of that sign. No, that's not it. You don't want the clerk answering the question because the clerk probably doesn't know the answer. Okay, so what happened here, it looks like a clerk gave somebody bad advice. Said, oh, you get a junk title, that'll solve your problems. It's strange, like I said, because the implication here is that the car could be driven in 63, but it can't be driven now with that title, which sounds odd to me. But again, like I said, the law may have changed. So it's sad the Nebraskan cannot drive his Model A legally on the roads after he's restored it so beautifully. And I hope he can get it back on the road one way or another. Song by Blondie. But, once in a while, these strange stories hit the news, and this is like a 1 in a million. How often does this happen? Probably is 1 in a million. So, like I said, the man has my support, and I hope it gets worked out. I will follow this story. If anything pops up, I'll let you know. Questions, comments, put them below. Otherwise, talk to you later. Bye-bye.